What's up, guys? Welcome back to the CFFL podcast. Today is my week one recap show, something I'll do every week. We will go over announcements if there is any. We'll go over the pools and where everyone stands in the pools. And then I'll just kind of go over the games and then maybe talk a little shit at the end. We'll see. So here we go. All right, so first off, the fantasy pools. So let me pop over there. Pools tab right here, nice and easy to hop over to. And we can see here the leaders in the clubhouse. Right now we got Sergeant Smash and Solus Saint at top the leaderboard with 10 picked correctly each, followed up by myself, Chess, and Matthew with 8. If we go down to detailed results here, we can kind of get a closer look at what people missed. As you can see, even me picked the Patriots to win against KC. Not much of a fan, am I? I felt a little guilty for that one, but didn't think they had a shot. And I played a win, as most of you know. But Chess is the only guy to get the KC game, so that helped him get to his 8 here. Not really sure where the big difference in games was. Washington Philly seemed like a pretty big split, and so was the Lions upset. That made a big difference for a few people. Definitely had some upsets this week, but that's just kind of a quick summary of everyone's picks and who got what right, who got what wrong. As you can see, Mean Machine, Humble Domination, D's Nuts, and Vicious and Delicious did not participate. It's not necessarily over for them, but they're starting in a hole, and you might as well participate. There's $50 that you could win just by winning this thing. It takes a couple minutes. No reason not to do it, so get out there and do it if you're not already. Alright, and so now let me hop over to the survival pool really quick here. And let's see who we lost this week. Alright, so kind of some of those same people, but Marshall, he gone. Andrew, he gone. And Ryan, you gone as well. I don't think you guys actually picked anything. Everyone that picked something stayed alive. Washington, myself, and Matthew picked Atlanta. That was kind of a nail biter there, but ended up being a decent pick in the end. So that is where we stand in the pools right now. Good luck to everybody. All right, and now for the recap. So for those of you that don't know, this little icon right here, this is for your scoreboard. We have another way you can look at it on the game day tab over here, but honestly, you should be using this scoreboard tab every Sunday to check the scores. It's beautiful. It gives you strength of schedule. You can go from each team. Just a lot of information here. Refreshes pretty regularly. It's good stuff. So the first game that we have up on the board here is my game between Sebastian and I, where I beat him soundly 103-66. Wasn't even much of a game, partly due to Allen Robinson getting injured early in that one for Seb, so that's kind of a tough break. Adrian Peterson, DeMarco Murray also kind of shot the bed. So rough start. Both sides, quarterbacks didn't do much, Russell Wilson or Kirk Cousins. But steady production from the running backs, nothing crazy for my team. Jordy had his normal day. Jimmy Graham was a disappointment, but really the Panthers defense and the Pittsburgh defense were kind of the big scores in this one, but wasn't enough for Seb to overcome the rest of his team. So 2-0, as usual, take down Seb. Easy peasy on to week 2. All right, so the next game I want to go over is actually highlighting probably the game of the week, high scoring affair, but also the team of the week. Congratulations to ... taking home team of the week this week with 119 to 111 against Chess. Chess would have gotten the double win this week if he played just about anybody else, but at least you get the one win for finishing top 6. That's one thing we love about our league here. But how did Matthew do it? Well, Matthew had a big game from Tyreek Hill and a huge game from the Rams defense. I mean, absolutely obliteration right there. As you can see, our defense's scoring in our league really rewards really solid performances from defenses, and the Colts just they had an awful day. Rams played good, so they were rewarded for it. The big loss here, Martavis Bryant didn't score much from Matt, but David Johnson, obviously done for a while, if not the full season. So it's a rough break for Matthew, but he's grinning over there a little bit at least, knowing with our new keeper format and the IR rules that he can keep David Johnson for a third next year if he keeps him on his IR till the end of season. So I guess that's the silver lining there. Chess had a good week. Carson Wentz, obviously Kareem Hunt, 40 points, monster game. Wasn't enough to save Chess's team though. Danny Woodhead got injured early. Good production from Corey Coleman. Marshall, of course, just awful performance. Already been cut from Chess's team. Michael Thomas with an average day. He had a tough matchup. No longer on his team. We'll see how that works out for him. Kelsey with an okay day. Again, a tough matchup. Big day from the kicker, Dan Bailey. And Falcons D put up a solid performance. So pretty solid outing for Chess's squad, but made some changes this week, so we'll see how that goes going forward. But Matthew gets the W here. All right, let's go on to the next game. Battle between the fellowship here. Sola Saint versus Sergeant Smash. Michael comes out on top, goes 2-0 to start the year. Nick drops to 0-2. It's pretty amazing, really, that Michael won this game with Andy Dalton's awful performance. -3 points. I mean, look at those turnovers. Holy crap. What a terrible day. Was able to survive, though, on the back of Jordan Howard, LaShawn McCoy, and a big performance from the Eagles defense. Scored a touchdown. Lots of turnovers against Washington. So, really, the defense leading the way there for another team. Bad performance on Nick's side as well. Gillislee's big performance on Thursday wasn't enough to make up for the rest of his team's kind of mediocre performances this week. Nothing awful. I guess you could argue Kelvin Benjamin kind of shat the bed, but I feel like most of these players, they probably won't be on his team much longer. But I feel like he's got a good team here, actually. It's just they just had a bad week. So we'll see probably Nick rebound next week. But Michael takes the W in this one. Move over to the Battle of the Youngins. We got Marshall versus Ryan here. Marshall takes home the W with a low-scoring performance from both teams, really. Both quarterbacks had decent days. Both teams have one running back that did okay, but the other one that stunk it up. The big surprise here for Marshall's Lev Bell with 4.7. I don't know if they're easing him in or what, but not what you're expecting from Le'Veon Bell, that's for sure. Greener pastures ahead, I'm sure they're looking at Marshall's team now. It looks pretty solid on paper. Hunter Henry put up the goose egg, but you can find tight end production elsewhere. Cardinals D did okay. Overall solid performance from Mean Machine. I'm sure the numbers will come around here in a bit. Ryan, tough break with a -0.2 from the kicker. Adam Vinatieri, one of the most accurate kickers of all time, had a rough week on a rough offense, so maybe switching out kickers this week. We'll see. I think he did, actually. Waivers just went through not too long ago. Texans D got shocked kind of by the Jaguars there, so kind of hurt there. Both these teams seem pretty, at least decent on paper. Ryan was missing Jay Ajayi with the hurricane stuff going on, so not the end of the tunnel for both these teams. I think they still have good opportunity to succeed this year. Just neither put up a very inspiring performance in week one. All right, on to the next matchup. We got Andrew versus DP Hit Squad. DP Hit Squad trying to come out and redeem himself from last year, but not going to do it with 57 points. Andrew, the new guy, came in and got the 2-0 start, just barely, squeaking out the top 6 performance. Andrew's team, no one really stands out. Antonio Brown does his Antonio Brown things. Tom Brady kind of pooped the bed, for at least for Tom Brady's sake. But was enough to get the job done. DP Hit Squad got a decent performance from Aaron Rodgers. Running backs were pretty solid, but really where he got hurt was that Patriots defense against the Chiefs, -10. Pretty surprising, really. Couldn't fault him for starting the Patriots against the Chiefs. But that definitely hurt a lot. Eifert put up 0.4. That's no good. Emmanuel Sanders had a couple of touchdown opportunities missed out, so maybe it was just a rough break. Hopefully not a sign of things to come. But Andrew starts the year off 2-0. DP Squad goes 0-2. And to the last matchup of the week, we got D's Nuts versus Team to Beat. This was a pretty good outing for Daryl. Roethlisberger, decent performance. Christian McCaffrey, okay. But really, the defense saves the day for a team yet again. Jacksonville's defense just absolutely dominated the Texans. Wasn't even much of a game, really. I thought that was going to be a good game, but it was really just a blowout. So Jaguars D saves the day here for Daryl, and team to beat. Looking for some touchdowns. I think really lack of touchdowns is what killed him over here. But solid performances from the running backs, quarterback, defense, kicker, all good. It's really Gronk had a rough day against Eric Berry. Uh, Garcon had an okay outing. Corey Davis had an okay outing. Robbie Anderson, not a good outing. But was missing Beckham this week on the bench with that injury. So I think we shouldn't sleep on team to beat, even though he starts 0-2. I think his team could rebound pretty easily. All right, and then just one quick look at the standings of where we're at today. Fantasy's finest, you got Crew at 2-0, Sane at 2-0, and then Cleansing coming up the rear at 0-2. Not much really to say here. It's pretty early, so we'll see how this division goes on moving forward. Second division, I was laughing at this damn emblem. It's awful. Vinegar Strokes. Mean Machine leads the way in this awful division, at least to start, with 1-1, with Ryan and DP at 0-2 apiece. Rough start for Vinegar Strokes here. Then we got Wall Street, Matthew leading the way with 2-0, Chess going 1-1, and Sergeant Smash going 0-2, very similar to kind of how that division looked last year. And then we have Poor Man's 12th with Wash and Andrew leading the way at 2-0, and Team to Beat at 0-2. I think that division might be sneaky good this year, so we'll see how that plays out. And then lastly, I just want to give a sneak peek. I believe I am playing my other division rival this week in week 2. Let's take a look here. Week 2, yes, look at that. Michael Haynes. We completed our first trade maybe ever this week, but that doesn't mean I'm going to take it easy on you. Your team is, I don't know, it could be good, but you got a lot of old people over there, and Jordan Howard's not looking as good as he did. Could use some quarterback help over there. I really like my chances this week. I think I got some good matches. See Russell Wilson rebound against the 49ers with Jimmy Graham. I think it's going to be a rough week for you, Michael, but we'll see. All right, guys, that's it for today's podcast. If you want to see anything else on the podcast or want to participate on the podcast, let me know. Comment below or shoot me a text. You know how to get a hold of me. All right, guys, till next time. Later.